You ever get that feeling? When you're halfway through a workout, soaked in sweat, muscles shaking, but deep down, you know something's missing? You're training hard. You're doing the work. But the mirror? The progress? It's not matching your effort. And I've been there. Back when I thought more reps meant more results. Back when I believed the heavier I lifted, the faster I'd grow. But the truth? Most people are stuck in that same loop, chasing intensity but missing efficiency. See, the fitness world loves to separate things: cardio for fat loss, strength for muscle gain. But what if I told you that's outdated thinking? Because your body doesn't work in silos, and your training shouldn't either. There are movements out there, real ones, with nothing but dumbbells, that force your body to torch fat and build muscle in the same rep. No gimmicks, no fluff, just brutal effectiveness. And here's the crazy part. Nobody does them. Why? Because they're uncomfortable. They test your coordination. They fire up your lungs, your grip, your stabilizers, your ego. But that's exactly why they work. You want visible abs without doing crunches? Stronger legs without endless squats? A back that actually looks athletic, not just big? Then you've got to train in a way that makes your body adapt. Fast. These 8 dumbbell exercises are hidden gems. Movements that engage multiple muscle groups, spike your heart rate, and force your body to change. All while saving time, building strength, and crushing fat in the process. And no, they're not the same old basics. This list flips your usual routine upside down, and the results? They speak loud. So if your workouts feel stale, if progress has slowed down, or if you're ready to finally train like your time actually matters, this is the reset button you've been waiting for. Because what you'll see next isn't just a list of exercises. It's a whole new way to train. If this is already hitting close to home, hit that subscribe button, because what's coming next might just change the way you train forever. 1. Dumbbell pullover. The forgotten chest-back hybrid. Let's kick this off with one of those moves that used to be a bodybuilding staple, and now almost nobody touches it. The dumbbell pullover is like a hidden weapon. It looks simple until you do it right. 1 dumbbell, 1 fluid movement, and suddenly your chest is stretching, your lats are firing, your core's shaking, and your lungs are begging for air. That's when you know you're doing it right. Most people train chest and back separately. Bench press one day, rows the next. But with the pullover, you're training both in a single powerful motion. It's like bridging the front and back of your body and building that wide, dense upper torso that actually looks athletic. Here's the kicker. It's not just about muscle. When you perform a proper pullover, with your upper back supported, hips slightly elevated, and arms moving through a controlled arc, you're opening up your rib cage. You're stretching your thoracic spine. You're teaching your body to move better, not just lift heavier. And that opens the door to everything else improving. Your posture, your breathing, your control under load. But nobody's teaching this anymore. Why? Because it's not flashy. It's not loud. It's just brutally effective. The key here is to slow it down. Feel the stretch in your chest as the dumbbell moves behind your head. Don't yank it back. Pull it with intent. Let your lats guide the motion. Keep your elbows slightly bent, but locked in position. Most people go too heavy and turn this into a mess. But when you hit it right, the pullover becomes one of the most complete upper body exercises out there. You're training mobility, you're building muscle, and yes, you're burning fat too, because the amount of muscular tension this creates cranks up your energy output fast. If you've never truly felt your chest and back working together in one movement, this is your wake-up call. And the next exercise? Let's just say it turns every step you take into a full-body strength test. 2. Farmer's carry. Strength, posture, and fat. Burn in every step. This one looks too easy until you try it. The farmer's carry isn't fancy. You're literally just walking with heavy dumbbells. But the effect? It's like flipping a switch across your entire body. Grip, core, shoulders, back, legs, lungs. Everything has to work together, or you collapse. It's one of the most brutally simple tests of strength out there. You pick up 2 heavy dumbbells, stand tall, lock in your posture, and walk. But not casually, not distracted. You walk like every step matters. Because it does. Every inch your foot travels is building real-world strength. You're forcing your stabilizers to fire. Your grip is screaming. Your core? It's doing more work than it ever did during planks or crunches. And your posture? It either improves or the weight punishes you. The carry teaches your body to resist rotation, to stay tall under pressure, to move under load the way we're supposed to in real life, strong and stable. That's why it burns so many calories too. You're using so much muscle at once in such a functional way that your body ramps up fat burning just to keep up. And here's the best part. It doesn't take a complex setup. No machines, no programming, just you, 2 dumbbells, and the willingness to push through discomfort. Most people underestimate what they can carry. But when you commit, when you push the weight and focus on perfect form, you'll feel it in your forearms, your traps, your abs, even your glutes. It's not just a carry. It's a full-body challenge disguised as a walk. And what's coming next? It hits your legs, chest, and grip, all in a single explosive move. 3. Crush grip goblet squat. Total body tension. Max output. Most people think of squats as a leg exercise, but this variation, it changes the entire game. The crush grip goblet squat doesn't just work your legs, it demands full body tension. It turns your hands, chest, shoulders, core, and even your mind into active participants. And the result? A squat that builds muscle and melts fat at the same time, while fixing your posture along the way. Here's what makes it different. Instead of passively holding the dumbbell, you crush it. I mean it. Squeeze that thing like you're trying to snap it in half. That crushing tension creates a chain reaction of muscle engagement from your forearms to your core, and that tension doesn't let up. As you drop into the squat, your elbows come down in front of your knees. Your spine stays tall. Your core, locked in like concrete. And the weight in front of your chest acts as a counterbalance, helping you get deeper than you usually can, without losing form. This movement teaches control. It teaches tension. And it teaches you how to move under load without collapsing. Which, let's be honest, is what most people actually need in their training. You'll feel your legs working, sure, but you'll also feel your arms, chest, and mid-back working overtime to stabilize everything. The best part? It's a fat-burning monster. Because you're activating so many muscles at once, your body has no choice but to ramp up energy usage. That means more calories burned, faster results, and strength that translates to real life. This squat isn't about how much weight you can move. It's about how much tension you can create and maintain. And once you master it, you'll start seeing gains where you never expected, especially when we pair it with the next exercise. That one turns every press into a core challenge. 4. Single-arm dumbbell bench press. Core meets power. Let's talk about pressing strength. And let's fix how most people train it. The single-arm dumbbell bench press isn't just a chest exercise. It's a full-body balancing act that tests your power, control, and stability all at once. Because the second you press with just one arm, your entire body has to react. Your core twists to keep you stable. Your glutes fire to anchor your position. Your shoulder fights to stay in the pocket. And your nervous system? It goes into overdrive to keep you from rolling off the bench. You feel it right away. This isn't your average press. While traditional bench presses can hide imbalances, this one exposes them. Got a dominant side that always takes over? This movement brings that to light fast and gives you a way to fix it. But there's another layer to it: joint freedom. With one dumbbell, your shoulder can move in a more natural, pain-free path, especially if you've dealt with barbell discomfort before. And don't underestimate the core activation. If you're doing it right, your abs will work harder here than in half your ab workouts. Because this press isn't just about pushing the weight up, it's about resisting the rotation that comes with it. You get strength, you get symmetry, you get core control. And yes, you get fat burn too, because your body is stabilizing, pressing, and bracing all in the same rep. By the end of a few sets, you'll feel your entire trunk lit up. Not to mention that deep, focused chest burn that feels way better than just throwing plates on a bar. And if you thought that was intense, wait until you see what happens when you take that press and turn it into a full-body power move. 5. Dumbbell thruster. The full-body fat furnace. If there's one exercise that perfectly combines muscle building and fat burning in a single explosive move, it's the dumbbell thruster. This thing is a monster. A full-body assault disguised as a squat-to-press combo. But don't let the simplicity fool you. Done right, it'll leave your legs burning, your shoulders smoked, and your lungs gasping. Here's how it works. You hold 2 dumbbells at your shoulders, drop into a deep front squat, and explode upward, using the power from your legs and hips to drive the dumbbells overhead. Sounds basic, right? Until you hit rep 5. Then your heart rate spikes, your core starts trembling, and your brain is negotiating with your body just to finish the set. Because this isn't just about legs or shoulders. It's about timing, coordination, force transfer. You've got to move as one unit from feet to fingertips, or the whole rep falls apart. This is where most people mess up. They rush the squat, lose form, or they muscle the dumbbells up with their arms instead of generating real power from the ground. The thruster punishes poor technique, but it rewards efficiency like no other movement. You'll feel your glutes firing, your quads driving, your shoulders stabilizing, and your core holding everything together like a suspension bridge. And here's the real beauty of it: the metabolic cost. Because you're using so much muscle, with speed and load, your heart rate skyrockets. You're building strength and conditioning at the same time, which means more calories burned, more fat lost, and more muscle retained in half the time. It's brutal, it's effective. And if you're short on time, this is your new go-to. 3 sets of thrusters can feel like a full workout, if you do them right. So, if you're ready to train like your time actually matters, the dumbbell thruster is where you prove it. And what's next? It's a movement that trains explosive hip power and fixes one of the most common weaknesses in modern lifters. 6. Dumbbell swing. The hip power you've been neglecting. Let's be real. Most people train legs by squatting, lunging, maybe throwing in some leg presses. But you know what? Almost no one trains? Hip power. And that's where the dumbbell swing comes in. This isn't just a leg movement. It's a full-body power generator, and it wakes up muscles that have been asleep for years. We're talking glutes, hamstrings, spinal erectors, deep core muscles. The entire posterior chain working together in one explosive snap. And it's all built around one thing: the hinge. Unlike squats, which are all about knee flexion, the swing is about pushing your hips back and then violently snapping them forward. It's not a squat. It's not a front raise. It's a hip-driven whip. And if you do it right, you'll feel that pop through your glutes, like a light switch getting flipped. Here's the secret. Your arms aren't lifting the dumbbell. Your hips are. They generate the force, and your arms just guide the path. That's why the dumbbell should float to chest height. Not because you yanked it, but because you launched it from your center of mass. This movement is especially important for anyone who spends hours sitting. Why? Because sitting kills glute activation, and the swing brings it back, hard. Plus, the cardio impact is no joke. Do 20 reps right, and you'll be breathing like you just ran sprints. It's strength. It's conditioning. It's metabolic fire packed into one powerful arc. Mistakes? There are plenty. Rounding your back, squatting the movement, lifting with the arms. But once you dial in the hinge, chest proud, spine neutral, core braced, it becomes one of the most efficient exercises in your entire toolkit. Want more explosive power? Better posture? Stronger glutes and hamstrings without heavy deadlifts? This is how you get there. And up next, we go from hip power to single-arm precision, where every rep exposes your weaknesses and builds bulletproof symmetry. 7. Single-arm dumbbell row. Strength, symmetry, and posture correction. There's back training, and then there's back training that actually matters. And this one-arm dumbbell row, it's one of the realest movements you can do. Forget cable machines and fancy angles. This is raw. You versus gravity. One side at a time. And that one side part? That's the magic. Because while bilateral rows can hide imbalance, the single arm row exposes everything. Strength gaps, postural shifts, core weaknesses. It all shows up here. When you're locked in, braced with one knee and one hand on the bench, your spine flat like a table, you're not just rowing weight. You're building a stable foundation. You're teaching your lats, traps, rhomboids, and spinal erectors to work together. And you're doing it while your core fights to keep your torso from twisting or collapsing. This isn't a yank and drop move. It's controlled, intentional. You pull with your back, not your arms. The arm is just a lever. The power comes from deep within your posterior chain. You want better posture? This helps. You sit too much? This fixes it. You want that thick, dense, three-dimensional back that makes your waist look tighter? This builds it. But here's what most people get wrong. They rotate their torso. They let their shoulder drop. They bounce the weight up using momentum. That's not training. That's cheating. Dial it in. Flat spine, engaged core, eyes down, elbow close to the body. Row the dumbbell toward your hip, not your chest. Control the descent like it matters, because it does. The result? A back that's not just strong, but functional. Symmetry that shows. And posture that commands respect. Before you even speak. And the final move? It's the cherry on top. A total body compound that burns fat, builds muscle, and leaves nothing untouched. 8. Curl to press. Arms and shoulders supercharged. You want efficiency? This is it. The curl to press might look simple at first glance. Bicep curl straight into shoulder press, but when executed properly, it turns into a metabolic machine. Think about it. You're moving through two major upper body motions in one seamless flow. You're targeting the biceps, delts, traps, and even the upper chest, all while keeping your core tight and posture locked in. This isn't just about aesthetics. It's about developing strength, coordination, and control without wasting a second between reps. The magic here is in the transition. That moment where the curl ends and the press begins, it demands stability, timing, and muscle synergy. If you rush it, your form breaks. If you nail it, your entire upper body lights up. And because you're moving continuously, the calorie burn is real. You're not resting. You're not isolating. You're stacking compound movements that force your body to adapt fast. But here's the key. Don't use momentum. Control the curl. Rotate the wrists. Drive the dumbbells overhead with full range. Then reverse it slow. That's where the gains live. In the transitions, in the tension, in the control. And let's not forget the posture fix this brings. You're teaching your body to stabilize under load, to move with precision, to stay upright and strong. You'll feel it in your arms, sure, but also in your mid-back, your core, your entire upper kinetic chain. It's time under tension, coordination, strength, and conditioning, all wrapped into one deceptively smooth exercise. And that's the closer. 8 powerful, underused dumbbell movements that combine fat burn with muscle building. The smart way. You've just seen what most lifters never do, and it's probably everything your current routine is missing. 8 dumbbell exercises that build muscle and burn fat at the same time. No machines, no fancy setups, just raw, effective training that demands more from your body and gives even more in return. And let's be honest, this isn't about having perfect genetics or spending hours in the gym. It's about choosing exercises that actually work, that give you more results per rep, more growth per session, and more respect for your time. These movements aren't flashy, but they're the kind of training that transforms your body from the inside out, with muscle that shows and strength that means something. So now it's on you. You've got the blueprint, you've got the breakdown. The question is, will you actually use it? What's the one thing you're changing in your training after this? Drop it in the comments. Let's talk. If this video gave you at least one aha moment, drop a like, hit subscribe, and let's keep building this together. And if you're serious about results, don't just save this video. Come back to it, rewatch, relearn, retest these moves. Your body will thank you for it.